Welcome back to the Every Fashion and Style. So in today's class, we're going to learn how to make this invisible zipper on a senator dress. You can see it has a facing. The zipper was installed on the facing and then added to the dress neatly. It's a very simple tutorial and it's beginner friendly. This is something you like to learn. Kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. So I have my facing here. I added it a facing to it. Okay, I'm going to fix the zipper on the facing before transferring it to the main fabric. So this is what I have, and this is the invisible zipper that I'm working with. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, you can see my zipper allowance. I have folded it in with my iron so that I can clearly see where I am sewing on. So the first thing you need to note is where you remember the facing are still separate. So you need to note where the zipper is going to be. That's how long your zipper is going to be on the. You can use the entire zipper if you want, but I think 7 to 8 inches is fine for me. So here I'm going to flip it like this, and from the neckline I'm going to mark that point where I want it to stop. Okay, so here, from here I'm going to mark around 8 inches, which is here. So the excess that I have, that's from here, I'm going to sew it close before I start fixing the zipper. So I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew that place close. Okay, so I'm gonna have to sew it up to that point, you can see. So now this is the shape that I want for my facing. So the excess that I have on the edge here, I'm just going to trim it so that I will have the same thing. You may not have this excess if your own is not v-shaped like this. If it's not narrow, your seam allowance may not cause any excess for you, but because of that, I'm just tracing mine so that I can have something reasonable there. So now I'm going to bring in my zipper. Okay, and then I'll just remember this is the front of the zipper. It's an invisible zipper, so I'll just place it the way I want it to be. You want to sew it as close as possible. You don't want your invisible zipper to be scattered, to be looking like your normal regular zipper. So you can see how close it is looking now, as if there is no zipper there. So what I'm going to do first is to sew on the edges, just to hold it together. If you can use your pins to hold it together, it's fine as well, but for me, I'm just going to sew close to the edges first. Then after that, I'll go ahead with my invisible zipper fold and then use it to sew as close as possible. So to do this, you can see how I'm setting it. So I'll set it well. Then after that, I'm going to flip to the wrong side and use my pins to hold it at that point, so that it's going to be easy for me to sew on the sewing machine. So after holding it like you are sewing it, I'm going to flip and then flip the other side as well and hold. So I'll go and use my regular foot to sew the edge of the zip to the facing so that they can stay in place and be together. And then after that, I'm going to change the foot to an invisible zipper foot and then sew very close to the teeth of the zip. Okay, so this is what I have now. I'm going to go ahead and sew. So now I have held it together, as you can see. The next thing is for me to go ahead and sew very close to the teeth of the zipper. So now to do this, I'm going to open it up and then I'll remove the regular foot that I have there and then I'm going to work with my invisible zipper foot. Okay, and now you open it and then you start to sew. So with this invisible zipper, I'm going to just open the zipper like this and then fix it in between the teeth, and after that I'll start sewing it. Okay, so I am going to sew it as close as possible. You can see how close it is looking. So if you have an invisible zipper foot, it's going to help you to sew as close as possible. So now you check and open it to see that it can open up easily. So the next thing now is to sew this to the main bodies. So to sew it to the main bodies, remember I measured 8 inches for the facing for the zipper. I'm just going to increase that by 1 inch. Okay, you place it on foot like this. You can see that it's on foot. This is the center front. So I've marked where I want it to stop. Now I'm going to slash it open. Make sure that you picked the front, your front side. I'm going to slash that open, and when I get to that point, which is here, I'm going to, like a notch, I'm going to slant it by half an inch so that I can open up well, like I'm doing a notch, just like that. So you can see. So now I'll open it to the right side. You can see what I have done. So now this is the right side of my fabric. Now I'm going to place the facing on top of it like this. So I'm going to arrange it. So meanwhile, I have ironed in my ironed half an inch. Remember, I'm going to stop stitch on it, so I just ironed it so that it can make the top stitching easy for me. So I'm trying to match the neckline together. You can cut off the excess seam allowance on top. Now we are trying to arrange it. So after arranging it well, I'm going to flip like this, and then I will hold half an inch, like the half an inch notch that I did to open it up here. I'm going to hold it gently and then go ahead and sew so that I can sew them together like this. So on the other side as well, you're going to flip it, take your seam allowance here, and then I'm going to hold my actual fabric like this as well, and then sew. By the time you sew it, it's going to be neat on the other side. So I'm going to sew it just like I held this, the way I explained. So if you want, you can sew it close. You can just hold this by the side like this so that I can hold it in place for you, and you can see how neat it is. So the last thing now is to close it on the under area. Remember that notch that we did here? So I'm going to take the notch together, not together with the facing, just the zipper and the notch, and then I'm going to sew it close here. Okay, so I have done that as well, and you can see that the edge, that's the hem of the zipper now, is also neat. So the next thing is for me to turn the neckline, because I'm turning the neckline with this. So I'll just flip it like this and then sew. Remember, I added allowance here, so when I'm done turning, I'm going to trim off the excess allowance. So I'll sew it and turn. I'll do the same thing for the other side as well, and then fix my front to the back. So before I sew the front and back together, I decided to top stitch on it like this so that I can stay in place. So this is the right side and this is the wrong side. You can see how neat everything is looking. So I'll take it to the ironing table now and iron it, and then all the excess that I have on the shoulder area here, I'm going to trim them off. So you can see how simple it is to do this. So this is what we have on the right side. You can easily open and close it up, and then you can see that it is neat both in and out. This is what it looks like after adding the front to the back. You can see how the zip opens for easy wear. It makes it easy for the person to wear it because the neckline is not so big. I hope you enjoy making this beautiful tutorial with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.